Days before that trial was about to begin, they finally got him with murder, meaning he could have almost gotten away with the double jeopardy clause. Big delay, like over a year from now. The judge, she seemed stunned, frustrated, and annoyed that 2 years would be too long for people to wait for this. It's not just frustrating that this is justice delayed, but Mamta's mother, Geeta, and her brother, Mahesh, arrived last October to care for her now 2-year-old baby and plan to stay for the foreseeable future, not only to care for her, but for this trial. But also, it's a stark reminder of how many women are becoming headlines.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Jury Duty Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Lindsay. That is my co-host bestie, Kimberly. Kimberly, how are you? And I love you.
I love you too. If I had a tail, I'd wag it. How are you?
Same girl, same. If you are a returning customer of ours, welcome back. If you are just clicking on this because of algorithm interest, you've heard of us, welcome. Yay. We're just as happy you are here. If you have stumbled upon us and have not joined our crew, please like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y things, wherever the buttons are around my head. Help us along the journey. We are glad that you are here. Welcome to the channel. Not have a segue into what we're about to talk about. I'm just going to start talking about it. Some of you have been asking us for a Mamta update.
Yes.
First of all, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Second of all, we are going to update you with the information we have as of today, August 13th, the year of our Lord, 2025. So anyways, also go see some of our last podcasts. We had some great guests on. We also have some future great guests that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure you hit the buttons. Okay. Let's talk about Mamta. Kimberly, do you want to give like a little elevator pitch about Mamta's story or you want me to do it?
I've got all kinds of stuff. And buckle up. If you have not heard of the Mamta Bhatt case, you're welcome to stick around. This might not make any sense to you, but I'm going to pop up the playlist from all of our previous content. We go into excruciating detail on this case, and it will make a lot more sense. So if you want to pause, come back, click on the pop-ups, they'll be in the description. But for those just joining us or new to this case, it's happening right here in my backyard in Manassas, Virginia. I've had some intermittent contact with people close to the situation. I ended up actually knowing people that worked with Mamta and knew her intimately. So it felt like a personal responsibility to help keep her name in the headlines. It was for a little bit Court TV and Nancy Grace, and then things just sort of quieted down. In fact, I was waiting on a text from someone to get them on Court TV when the arrest in this case happened. It turned on the news and I was like, well, that's why they're not responding. Got in the car, was like, I got to go. But Mamta was a 28-year-old, vibrant, young, new mom. She was literally days from becoming a United States citizen when she disappeared approximately on July 30th of last year. She had come here not long after an arranged marriage to her husband, Naresh, who is now awaiting trial for her murder. But there's no body, no weapon, and no understanding of what happened to Mamta and where she is. He also narrowly almost got away with never being able to be charged with murder until just days before the original charges of dismemberment and concealment of a body. Days before that trial was about to begin, they finally got him with murder, meaning he could have almost gotten away with the double jeopardy clause. So this case is just heartbreaking, but also it's a stark reminder of how many women are becoming headlines in these circumstances. So please, I encourage you, check out that playlist. You won't be disappointed. It's very content heavy. We blow by blow everything we can. But yeah, for now, I just want to provide some updates on where we are in this case, which was meant to be starting at trial next month. But as I'm about to tell you, that's not happening yet. Is everyone still with me? There's a lot, and there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, we're here. Check. We're here. All so right. Everybody, wellness check. Everybody buckle in. Yes. If you need to save this for like while you're driving or something, I totally understand. But we got some updates. So let go.
Yes. Here we go. So this case was supposed to go to trial September, as in next month. It has now been postponed to October of 2026. It was originally supposed to be about 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, like 4 days over, Monday through Thursday and then Monday through Thursday. Now it's going to be about 6 to 7 weeks. And so the first update was there was a motion to continue. July 18th, this was filed by the defense, which was granted. And here's what we know about what happened there. There had been complaints by Bhatt's public defender, Shalev Ben Abraham, that in like many other big cases we're seeing, discovery items were not properly labeled or cohesive and came on extremely large thumb drives. In the complaint that he typed into this motion, it said that the thumb drives took a total of 10 days of labor just to download over 1.5 terabytes of discovery from the sharing site used instead of the hard drive. And, quote, at this point, even if we were able to spend 6 hours a day at the jail 7 days a week without regard to any other cases or life, there would simply be no way to provide the discovery to Mr. Bhatt and explain it to him and prepare for trial. So reading between the lines, basically, they could not be prepared as things are trickling in like gigantic terabytes full of data and documents and photos and whatever else, that they lacked the ability to be ready. This preempts the second thing that just happened last week, but we'll get there in a second. So what that means is big delay, like over a year from now. And the Judge Kimberly Irving, she seemed stunned, frustrated, and annoyed at the delay, being more than a year from the expected trial. But she granted it because the Commonwealth also said they weren't deterred by this. They were ready to go, but they do have a large caseload. So she was annoyed that 2 years would be too long for people to wait for this. She chastised the defense lawyer and said, fine, you can get your delay, get out of here. And the statement that he issued after this, the defense lawyer, was that he was deeply sorry for everything going on with Mamta's family and that he can't imagine that level of grief. Now, for context, it's not just frustrating that this is justice delayed, but Mamta's mother, Geeta, and her brother, Mahesh, arrived last October to care for her now 2-year-old baby and plan to stay for the foreseeable future, not only to care for her, but for this trial. So I'm sure they're anxious to get back to their native Nepal, where they're probably far more comfortable and at home, but they're now kind of stuck here in this stasis. So this is being delayed. We've got plenty of time to catch you up, and I will try to go to court when there's hearings, but I couldn't go to the most recent hearing on August 6th for a very special reason. There was an ex parte hearing. That's a hearing excluding one of the sides of the dispute. So in this case, the Commonwealth was excluded. The defense requested an ex parte meeting. They wanted a closed-door meeting without the public or the prosecution present. That is to protect the defendant from having to reveal possibly sensitive information while explaining the need for whatever it is they're asking for. And in this case, they were asking for expert supplementation, and otherwise it's considered confidential. All we have is what was, I don't want to say leaked, but a comment on the record was made by an attorney who didn't want to be named, who was either tied to this case or close to it, that he petitioned the court, Naresh Bhatt, to pay for experts on par with what the Commonwealth has lined up. Virginia law states that there is expert assistance for indigent defendants. It's covered under Code 19.2.266.4. Lord help me. I'll Google it so you guys know. But it reads that the defendant or his counsel can move the circuit court to designate another judge in the same circuit to hear an ex parte request for appointment of qualified experts to assist in the preparation of the defendant's defense. So at this time, we know the state has 24 expert witnesses lined up. They estimated their requirement for their case in chief was going to be about 5 weeks. They wanted to, quote, avoid any appealable issues, so they were very prepared. There's been an additional week that's dedicated now to the voir dire process, where they intend to pool about 300 local citizens for subpoenas. The judge also cited the Smith versus Arizona 2024 case from the Supreme Court about the defendant's right to basically come face to face with their accusers and their witnesses and cross-examine them. So they want the state, or I'm sorry, not the state necessarily, but they want the government to provide them with adequate finances to hire experts that can counter these 24 witness experts, whatever they're going to be. And that is permitted by law. And in fact, it is not required, but it would be an appealable issue to say no. Interestingly, when the judge asked Naresh if he agreed with not only the motion to continue, but also this request, he didn't seem to answer, like he was confused. His attorney leans over, says something to him, and then he nodded. I find that weird considering we've kind of had comments about the translator situation. Naresh is a US citizen. He was in the US Army. He worked as a contractor in the White House. And to see that he suddenly seems not to understand English is very weird. If you've heard him in interviews, you know that he's got a very thick accent, but you also know that he talks very fast, that he seems to engage very easily when spoken to. And suddenly now he's confused, which is interesting. Mind you, this judge literally said this was mind-blowing that this was all happening, but I'll stop there because there's a little bit more. What do we think, Lindsay? First of all, is the translator thing going to happen to like Donna Adelson, Karen Reed? Everyone had this weird like hitch in their giddy up that got them at some point. The translator is going to be it for me. I don't know why.
And we've kind of touched on the translator issue before. I don't understand why all of a sudden he needs that. If he needed it, fine. But to your point, he's had plenty of jobs that I'm sure he had to have some comprehension of the English language.
Fluency of some sort.
The fluency. The dude just gets on my nerves. He's one of those people, you know how you like look at somebody and you're like, I don't like you. They don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
And that shows my maturity level. Fine. But he's one of those people for me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, though? I get the stranger danger, like... Like, those go up when I see him. And it's very much so, like Olivia Gonsalves said in court about Brian Koberger. BK, sorry. Can't believe I said that. That she sensed like physical danger just being in the room with him. It's like dogs that can sense like you might be a bad apple. If my dog doesn't like you, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like that extra sense when you look at him, you just can't. It's like, no. He deserves a fair shake like everybody else. Given the overwhelming evidence, I am pretty clear on his guilt. But like, this might be unpopular because, you know, we don't want to see people like this be given any kind of advantages, right? It's just a natural instinct. Like, no, you deserve the ninth circle down there with BK and the rest. But I don't disagree with the request. And I think
that's fair.
My recent personal experiences, I have a situation where someone very close to me might have to go through this situation with a public defender who is also, I don't know many people that can afford private attorneys for a great number of things. If eggs cost $47, I can't imagine. You know, they want the same access and opportunity to hire like experts to contend with what the Commonwealth is going to bring as a matter of due process. Mental health experts, investigative partners, specialized experts like ARCA or accident reconstructionists.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, these provisions are to materially assist the defendant to prepare for their own defense, and if not considered, would absolutely be a fundamental basis for an appellate issue or bias or an unfair trial. It levels the playing field. It minimizes the advantages. You know, when you're thinking about the complex issues that will be addressed, the state, the government, doesn't want a defendant who's indigent or doesn't have the financial means not to also have the same opportunity to have and hire those experts that they need, which I believe is fair. They provide an appointment of qualified experts.
I do too.
Yeah, from the Department of Forensic Science or Division of Consolidated Lab Science. So that will probably happen, but the experts can vary. We don't know what kind of experts they ask for in this ex parte closed-door meeting. For psych evaluations, they'd have a right to a competent psychiatrist. For DNA, they have a right to have an expert come and analyze and interpret findings. For digital forensics, a competent witness with the same level of resources and tools to perform the same analysis, so forth, so on.
Sure.
So again, the ex parte meeting is confidential. It will be part of the record and available at the appellate level. So communications, requests, notes for post-conviction review if necessary. But other than that, all we can do is speculate and wait impatiently for this trial to happen. So, you know, this has an eerie hallmark of a recent trend. it has the missing mother, murderous husband concept gone from a trope to a really tragic actual trend. In our next episode, we're going to talk about what this has to do with the Brian Walsh case, because it does. They could not be more similar down to the actual evidence and timelines of the actual defendants. But it's concerning, it's alarming, and it begs the question, is this formulaic? We'll talk about that and some really concerning coincidences, so we'll hope you join us for that one. But that is the rapid fire, no chit chat, hair is up so there's nothing for me to fiddle with, I see you comment section. That's where we're at. Please go watch the playlist we have on Mamta. It is so full of information, and we are so committed to this case, and we want to see it through to the end. And let us know what you think. What do you think, Lindsay?
Yeah.
What are we like?
Well, I was going to say
the next year is going to be.
We were on. It's gonna feel like an eternity. Here's the thing too. We also went on STS to talk about Mamta
a couple months ago. Yeah.
A couple months ago, people were asking us questions about Mamta. We were answering them. This was the first time Joel had heard of the case, and he hasn't done another show on her, but I'm sure as time goes by, he will.
Yeah.
He's really invested in this Donna Adelson stuff right now. So
this is our Donna Adelson case.
We'll be watching.
Yeah.
This is our Donna Adelson. Yeah.
It is.
So anyways, we are glad you are here with us. Do all the things, like, share, subscribe if you want. Hang out with us on our socials. And until then,
make good choices, please. We love you. We'll see you next time.